Premier League, the Premier League, the Premier League, come and step into my office, baby. That's a lot to talk about. That is a lot to talk about. This is dark. This is dark. Uncomfortable conversation needs to be had. Because this right here, it might look cute. And this right here, it might look cute. 5 Premier League teams finished top 8. I've been hearing it over the past couple of months. I've been hearing how superior the Premier League is. But for you to have 6 teams in the knockout stage and not a single team could pick up a win, only 2 teams to pick up a draw? We need to have those conversations. Before we get to those conversations, before I give you my opinion on all of those 6 Premier League teams who failed to win yesterday and the day before in the knockout stage, we need to talk about it. Before we even start, as you guys know what to do, like the video right now, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, comment your own thoughts. I want some honest feedback. I know some of you guys are Premier League fans, so some of you guys are going to defend this shit and say, listen, man, it's only the first leg. But fam, this is unacceptable, especially when I've been hearing so much about the fact that 5 teams finished in the top 8, and Newcastle, of course, made the playoffs. I've been hearing so much about how superior, which they are. But the Premier League, I think people, they like to confuse 2 things. The Premier League are superior in different ways. They're not superior when it comes to the talent level. They're not superior when it comes to this team is better than this team can beat this team. I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Yes, on a random day you can, as we saw last season with Real Madrid losing to Arsenal. But when it comes to superior, them men are superior on a financial standpoint. Premier League are the Super League. And I've been saying it for the past 2 years on my channel, on my main channel. The Premier League is the Super League. What Paris wanted and what all the other clubs wanted before they changed their mind and the Premier League said no. Why did the Premier League say no? Because they are the Super League themselves. When you've got promoted teams, team like Sunderland, who got promoted this season, spending more money than Real Madrid, spending more money than Barcelona, spending more money than every single Italian team, then you know shit is wrong, fam. You know something is a problem, fam. And this is what I mean. On a financial standpoint, no one can compete. TV rights, no one can compete. Wages, no one can compete. The amount, the bread which they spend on players in Muemo, Garnacho, Wissa, Watermade. Look at the top 10 players which they signed last summer, and you just think to yourself, could La Liga spend that money if it's not a Real Madrid back in the day and they're broke right now? And Barcelona. And would a Serie A... Bro, they are a super team on a financial standpoint. But for you to have 6 teams, and I'll go through each game. The first game, Gala versus Liverpool. For 1-0, Liverpool got lucky. It should have been 2, it should have been 3. That disallowed goal, question marks about it. But Gala had moments in the first half. Gala had moments in the second half. And then you look at the players which they put in those kind of conversations, the midfielders, the strikers. Salah might arguably drop one of the worst performances of his career, and I'm the biggest Salah fan there. Ikitike was being too cute, had one massive chance. I don't know why he tried to do a little bit cute, finish it, just be ruthless. Whatever. The back line of Virgil van Dijk, Konate, got exposed massively, which they've already done a lot this season. Then you look at, I don't even blame Spurs. Spurs, forget it. I don't even blame Spurs for being here. I blame the other, how many teams is it? I blame the other 35 teams who allowed Spurs to be here, fam. I don't blame Spurs for being in the top 8, because when you look at the Premier League and you look how Spurs are performing and the fact that they've failed to win and they haven't won a single Premier League game as of 2026, I blame all the other 35 teams for allowing Spurs to be here. I blame the other 8 teams who Spurs had to face in the Champions League phase. The fact that Spurs finished 4th is a disgrace. I blame who? Who Spurs been facing? I blame Slavia Prague. But to be fair, Spurs was wrong. That's the reason why I predicted at the start of the Champions League, even before all this happened with Spurs and this and that, and Thomas Frank, the moment I saw that Spurs schedule and they were facing Slavia Prague, they were facing the easier teams, I knew they were making top 8. That's why I predicted Spurs to finish in top 8 due to the schedule, due to the easiness of the schedule. But this was predictable, this was expected. The level of it, yes. The fashion as in how it happened, no. But the fact that Atleti won 4-5, I said it on my watch along, I said it on my video on Monday. La Liga's rep was on the line. The rep of La Liga was on the line for that shit. Because if Atleti had failed to win this game, if Atleti allowed Spurs to win this game or even draw this game, the rep of La Liga, I wouldn't be sitting here with a lot of confidence and saying La Liga this, La Liga that, because the rep of La Liga is finito if you allow Spurs to win. This was expected. I'm not even trying to gas up this performance because it was expected. Newcastle, Barcelona. Newcastle was the closest team to get 3 points. They were the only team that tried. They were very tight to get those 3 points. But of course, Barcelona came back at the last second with a penalty, which is a deserved penalty. I've been hearing a lot, by the way. This is where the double standards coming in. This is where the double standards are coming in. After that game, look at all the talk shows. Look at all the media reports, especially from a Premier League point of view, the Sky Sports, the Sun, and the Talk Sports and everything. Look at the narrative that started after that game, where everyone was saying, hold on, is this the first place in La Liga? Is this Lamine Yamal? Is this the team that's beating everyone? Is this the team that's the heavy favourites? They can't even beat a Newcastle side who's 12th in the league. Is this the team that you guys are gassing up? We made him look average. We made Lamine Yamal look from the best player in the world to a normal winger. Lewis Hall cooked him, this and that. And everyone start talking and everyone start raising those conversations about the Premier League. But the funny thing about it, life works in mysterious ways here. No one prior to that day, no one made any sort of remarks to Liverpool losing to Gala. Liverpool's supposed to be the top favourites, no? The one of the best team in the Premier League, no? The team who won the Premier League last season, no? No one spoke about that. But as I said, fate works in funny ways, fam. 24 hours later, Arsenal, who's first in the Premier League, first in the league phase, is about to win 4 trophies. They're fighting for the quad. They're the best team in the Premier League. They're the best team in the world. I've been hearing so many conversations about them. They needed a scam of a penalty which wasn't even a penalty. They needed that in order to be a Leverkusen side who's been average this season, who hasn't been great this season. But can we make conversation about that? Are we allowed to make that kind of conversations or no? Or does that only belong to La Liga or Serie A? Because when Premier League teams beat Serie A, I keep hearing Serie A's finished. Like Serie A's finished. When that happened to the Bundesliga, Bundesliga's finished. When I heard to Liga A is the Uber Eats, McDonald's League. Can we have the same energy now about Arsenal failing to be a Leverkusen side who hasn't been considered this season? Can we be consistent? That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. If you want to put narrative about La Liga or Barca drawing to Newcastle, that's fine. But at least be consistent and let me hear the same narrative about Arsenal failing to beat Leverkusen, needing a scam of a penalty, not talking about the fact that Bukayo Saka dropped one of the worst performances I've seen. Eze wasn't great. Martinelli missed a chance in the first half. Victor was horrific, was absolute horrific. Gabriel for that first score, no one talks about it. No one talks about the fact that that penalty wasn't a penalty. No one talks about the fact that the only time which they felt like they could create was due to the corners. No one talks about the fact that Arsenal, throughout the past 2 years, you know what? Nah, man. Then we had Chelsea. Chelsea fans, go and check the comment section before it gets deleted. Go and check the comment section in my last preview prediction for the game, for this specific first leg, where I predicted PSG to win 4-2. Look at the comment section for that Chelsea fan said, "Are you crazy? Do you know who we are?" Look at the DMs that I got from a Chelsea fan that said, "You don't know anything. You are clueless. You don't even know who we are. PSG has been shit this season. PSG has been bad this season. We're going to go to Parc des Princes and we're going to pick up a draw or maybe a win." I predicted 4-2. You're lucky I predicted 4-2. I could have predicted 5-2. Because look at that result, fam. Look at that result. And then the last team, the team that had to win, They played an injured Real Madrid side. They played a team that has had 5 starters out. Their left back was out. The centre back was out. The midfielder was out. The right winger was out. The striker was out. Those 5 players are some of the most 5 important players for that team. Yet Man City looked hopeless. Man City looked terrible. Man City just looked bad. Looked bad. And every single person who's delivering the Premier League, every single person who's got a shot for Man City to win the quad, the likes of Haaland, the top scorer of the Premier League, touching the ball 10 times. Mark Gahey, who's shown a lot this season in the Premier League as one of the best centre-backs, one of the best signings, looked horrible. O'Reilly, who's having a upcoming top season, looked horrible. Donnarumma, horrible. Rodri, horrible. I can go on and on and on and on about every single person that played yesterday. But those 6 teams, bro, come on, man. We're looking at the top 4 in the Premier, not top 4, top 6. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe, man, that the 12th and the 7th and the 16th are in the knockout stage. But the thing is, the Premier League was this even last season. Only 2 teams last season got to the knockout stages of the Champions League, Aston Villa and Arsenal. Aston Villa lost against 3 teams. Liverpool lost against Paris Saint-Germain. Aston Villa lost against Paris Saint-Germain. And Arsenal lost against Paris Saint-Germain. You know what I mean? So I don't like this conversation that the Premier League... Listen, I get the Premier League at the moment is in a better place compared to every other league. They are in a better place. I don't like the fact that I keep hearing what they're still, in terms of competition, the Premier League is still greater than anything else. I completely disagree with that statement. I completely hate that statement. That's one thing. The Premier League is where they are right now, and we all know this, is because of one thing and one thing only. By the way, this could change drastically in the second leg. We might see Liverpool come back from behind. I'm expecting Arsenal to win in the second leg, because if they don't, then it's going to be embarrassing with the schedule, with the run, with the path which they have to win the Champions League, to get to the semi-finals, to get to the finals. If they don't, if they lose in round of 16, that will be embarrassing. But I can't lie, even if they get to the quarterfinals, Border Glimt, super team right there, fam. But the point is, I'm expecting Liverpool to come back from this. I'm expecting Arsenal to win. Low-key, City can still win. Like, I'm not counting City out. I'm not going to say Madrid is definitely through the quarterfinals. The others, I'm not too sure about. Even if that happens, it still doesn't change anything. My point doesn't change. My point is, the Premier League is where it is right now, and it deserves it in terms of all the money which is made, and every single brand and every single sponsor and every single TV, they want to go there because, of course, it's the Premier League. It's the biggest league in the world in terms of money. It's crazy. But bro, this is on a financial standpoint. It's on a financial standpoint. This is the Super League, and I hope you guys understand it. The Premier League has been the Super League for the past so many years. That's a reason why every single Premier League team rejected the idea of the Super League, because they knew if they did it, if they got involved with the other teams, then the hype about the Premier League would die down. Look at them. This is the Super League, man. But the Super League is losing and failing, having one team not... Embarrassing. And I'm looking at certain teams. For me, the embarrassing thing is Arsenal. Embarrassing Arsenal. Like Spurs, forget Spurs. We all know how shit they are. Liverpool, Newcastle, close. City, embarrassing. You're telling me the top 2 teams in the Premier League, the 2 teams fighting for the league, the 2 teams fighting for 4 trophies, failed to be a team in... where's Liverpool in the league? Where's Leverkusen in the league? 6th in the league. Sixth in the league. And a Real Madrid team who had 7 players out, including 5 starters, including the best left back, the best centre back, the best midfielder, the best right winger, and the best striker, and the best player in Mbappe. Fairs, man. I swear to God, I'm waiting for next week. I want to see if this actually happens. As I said, my point still stays the same. I don't care if Arsenal wins because it's expected. I don't care if City comes back. They were expected to win. I don't care. If I don't see 3 teams, if I don't see 4 teams, because you guys were talking so much nonsense about the fact that 5 teams made out of 8 and every single team was shit. If I don't see those 5 teams, because you guys finished in the league phase, no? If I don't see those 5 teams, you know what, I'll give it 4. You know what, I'll give it 3. I need to see 3 teams. At least half of those teams, I need to see you guys in the quarterfinals. Because if you guys don't, hey, But you know what? I want the Premier League fans down in the comment section to tell me how they feel, to be honest with themselves. Just be real. Be real. The other fans, tell me how you guys feel about this, because at the moment, I can't lie. If nothing happens next week, and if we don't see at least 2 teams get to the quarterfinals, then I can't lie. The uncomfortable needs to become comfortable, because that conversation needs to be had ASAP. But I've given you my thoughts. Put down in the comment section what you guys make of the Premier League situation, the fact that no team won in the round of 16 in the first legs. Put down in the comment section, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video.